With Disney giving us a new lease on life with Star Wars, we've decided to give our Star Wars list the same treatment. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be reduxing our list for the top 10 Star Wars video games.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
For those who are unfamiliar with the term, a redux clip is when we take our old lists and give them an update to take into account new releases and fan feedback.
Excuse me, sir. Might I? Yes, sir.
Our original list was published in 2011, and let's just say there were a few omissions that we will gladly fix up now.
You aren't the man now, Admiral Piet.
Thank you, Lord Vader.
Number 10, The Old Republic.
Welcome to my throne room. So much history. So many glory days that slipped away from us.
MMORPGs with the Star Wars brand have been a tricky endeavor, with Star Wars Galaxies releasing to mixed reception and receiving very controversial patches. However, BioWare was able to craft the universe based on their own Old Republic lore, with lots of exciting missions, interesting character choices, and gameplay that stands out amongst the MMORPG brethren. It was also the most expensive development budget to date, costing EA $200 million to bring this enormous world to life.
I promise to uphold every standard of the Jedi and Galactic Republic.
Number 9, Empire at War.
This day has seen the end of the last Jedi Knight and the Rebellion.
An intellectual property that is, at its core, about intergalactic warfare, seems like it would be the perfect fit to become a real-time strategy game. However, for years developers tried to make an RTS that captured the epic scale of Star Wars, but arguably, no one got it right until Empire at War.
Commence primary ignition.
The sheer scope of the game is impressive. Players manage everything from planets and ships all the way down to on-planet battles between soldiers and vehicles.
Target locked. Open fire.
Empire at War does a great job of making your every decision feel important, especially when you got the Death Star under your control.
Enemy base will be in range in 5 seconds.
Number 8, Shadows of the Empire.
I told you Princess Leia hired the right guy, Lebo.
Shadows of the Empire was one of the coolest early shooters for the N64, letting us explore a previously unseen aspect of the Star Wars universe as Dash Rendar, a badass smuggler who's totally not Han Solo.
Wanna come along, Dash?
Why not? Gotta earn my pay.
Shadows also gets a million extra points for being the first game to faithfully recreate the awesome Battle of Hoth scene from Empire Strikes Back. Sure, other games tried, but it took the N64's hardware to nail the feeling of taking down an AT-AT walker with nothing but your skills as a pilot and a couple of tow cables. Number 7, Dark Forces. In the early 90s, first-person shooters were the most popular PC games because of the success of Doom. Among many other early quote-unquote Doom clones released in a quick rush, Dark Forces was one of the games that stood tall and proud.
I'm glad you built it so worthy.
As the mercenary Kyle Katarn, who originally stole the Death Star plans, you were on a one-man crusade to help the Rebel Alliance and stop the Empire, because you feel like you could take on the whole Empire yourself, and you probably can. Number 6, Super Star Wars series. The Super Nintendo was a host to dozens of awesome platforming games, but some of the most fondly remembered are these 3 entries in the Super Star Wars series. While they're practically identical mechanically, they're often remembered for their sometimes hair-pulling difficulty. With each title based on their respective films in the original trilogy, it's still pretty awesome to be able to choose which character you want to be. Feel like getting up close and personal with Luke's lightsaber? Or maybe you can rewrite how the events took place by having Han Solo deliver sweet revenge on Jabba the Hutt. Number 5, Rogue Squadron 2, Rogue Leader.
Great shot, Luke.
Rogue Squadron 2 was a system-selling launch title for the Nintendo GameCube, and it was basically a dream come true for Star Wars fans, with a vast array of ships and intergalactic battles.
We must hurry.
Recreating all of the classic battles from the original trilogy, as well as quite a few new ones, plus a huge array of ships, and even having Dennis Lawson reprising his role as Wedge Antilles, Rogue Squadron 2 had a lot of people flocking to Nintendo's new console.
Admiral, we have enemy ships in Sector 27. It's a trap.
Also, fun fact, The game was put together in only 9 months, yet it still holds up pretty well today.
Yeah, that's got him.
Number 4. TIE Fighter.
Signal Vice Admiral Thrawn to launch his TIE squadrons immediately.
When TIE Fighter came out, it blew its predecessor, the still excellent X-Wing, out of the water. It improved on literally everything while finally letting you play as the bad guy.
Commence the attack. Yes, sir.
TIE Fighter is punishing but rewarding, and its energy system means that you need to use your brain while engaging the enemy. You'll get more firepower if you divert energy to weapons, but then your shields will be weaker.
Target destroyed.
Amazingly satisfying gameplay combined with cool, Empire-based story missions, making TIE Fighter the best Star Wars flight simulation ever. Number 3. Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast. You didn't think we were done with Kyle Katarn, did you?
Maybe, maybe not, but I know I won't be alone.
After all, one of the most iconic characters in the Star Wars expanded universe earned his badass reputation for a reason.
Kyle, I know what I'm doing, Skywalker.
Though the first Jedi Knight was groundbreaking, it has not aged very well, but Outcast still holds up nicely. And while Academy gave you your lightsaber right off the bat, Outcast was a much more cohesive experience. Excellent combat mechanics, combined with a more mature tale about personal redemption and honor, the Force was strong with this one.
Are you saying I can't be trusted?
I'm saying that I want you to let go of your anger before it destroys you.
Number 2. Battlefront II.
Looks like you got this down.
Yes, this is the game that so many of you wanted on the original list. That was our bad.
Apology accepted.
After all, combining the Star Wars universe with an intense multiplayer shooter, similar to DICE's Battlefield series, essentially screams money printer. Battlefront 2 improved on every single aspect of the first entry, this time including hero characters like Obi-Wan Kenobi, with game-changing abilities and powers, along with battles based on the original and prequel trilogy's climactic battles.
Tonight the fall of the Jedi is at hand.
The scale of the battles were previously unseen. I mean, 32-person wars on the original Xbox? But, most importantly, Battlefront 2 was just a whole lot of fun.
A command post is under Imperial control. Their reinforcements are dwindling.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Revive your squad mate, Delta.
Helping 6-2.
Number 1. Knights of the Old Republic.
We have to find Bastila. We have to make sure she makes it off the ship alive.
A Star Wars RPG with branching narratives and extensive galactic exploration. In retrospect, it seems like an obviously amazing idea. But it took until 2003 when BioWare released KOTOR for that idea to become a reality. With a story that matches up to the film series, exciting squad-based combat, and dialogue choices that affect the narrative, Knights not only shattered expectations, but it also set a new standard for Western RPGs.
Maybe it's time for a change.
KOTOR laid the bedrock for every one of BioWare's subsequent RPGs. So, if you're a fan of Mass Effect or Dragon Age and you haven't played this, we really don't know what you're waiting for.
But be warned that any lack of respect will result in death.
Agree with our list?
If you have more questions, ask them later.
Which Star Wars game made you feel like you were in a galaxy far, far away?
Let's go! Watch out!
For more Force-wielding top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.